Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1972 Seattle Pilots What If Scenario. Today's matchup is between the Baltimore Orioles and the Seattle Pilots at Brainiac Stadium. On the mound for the Orioles today is Wayne Garland, whose record is 3-6 with a 5 ERA. And pitching for the Pilots, making his season debut, is Bob Gibson. That's right. We get Hall of Famer Bob Gibson making his first start today for the Pilots. First team start, first start of the year. Obviously, Bob Gibson is a Hall of Fame pitcher who had a much longer career than what Baseball Mogul is giving him credit for. Not only did he pitch well in 1972, but to my recollection, he pitched all the way through 1975. We're going to do a deep dive on him when we get to that in game, and we'll double check that. But I mean, he had an illustrious career, winning a World Series or two. Won back-to-back World Series. No, did he not? No, I think he only won one. Well, we'll sort that all out. There's no point in speculating when we can get the facts. So we'll get all the facts on Bob Gibson. But it is exciting to have him in our rotation, and he will get the start today. And I'm whatever he gives us, we have to be satisfied with. He's only rated a 72. And what I've done since yesterday, and the fact that we've accumulated a little bit more cash money, is I went to our budget and our expenses, and I raised everything from $6,000 up to $41,000. And at $41,000, that moves us up one ranking position. So the 22nd spot was at $6,000, and then we had to make this giant leap in our budget to get us to the next ranking position. And that's fine. All this really does, it doesn't really hurt our cash. It does kind of hurt our profit for the year. It's almost $100,000 less than what it was. So we're not going to be overly concerned about that. This is money well spent. Now, having the Orioles as our opponent today, I thought it would be important to show you this. We've talked about it, but I want to illustrate something very quickly. Yes, they are the only team in the American League now that is in the negative with cash, and they were when the season started. So that meant last year they could not sign any of their own free agents, let alone sign free agents off the market. And if things stay as projected, they will not make up this money either. So that means at the end of the year, they will lose all of their free agents. So let's take a look at Baltimore's free agents. At the end of the year, they're going to lose Willie Stargell, Dave May, Frank Robinson, their starting catcher, Elrod Hendricks, Don Bosch, Kurt Moten, Don Buford, Freddie Patek. That's all from their offense. And then their ace, Marcelino Lopez, Al Severinsen, is the other guy. So all of these players, as you can see, they have 1 year this year left on their contract. They won't be able to sign any of them. They're going to have so many schlubs in their lineup next year when the season starts. It's going to be entertaining to see how they deal with it. On top of that, they have arbitration hearings for Al Montreuil, Dick Rustick, Ed Barnowski, I should say, and Jim Harden. With Baseball Mogul, you can go to arbitration and have your payroll increase through that. So they will likely keep all those guys. All right. So I just wanted to show you the dire straits that they are in, just like we were, although we dug ourselves out by having to make some tough decisions. And sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Okay. Let's go ahead and get today's game started. As always, I appreciate everyone following along, like and or subscribe to the channel. We do have a day off tomorrow in the sim, so after today's game, we'll advance and get ready for the White Sox to come to town. Okay, so Bob Gibson on the mound. Everybody in the bullpen is good to go. And then our lineup versus Wayne Garland, who's a right-hander. Bocabella did not get a hit yesterday, so he's out. Also, Tito Fuentes was listed as tired for the first time, so he'll take a break today, and Van Kelly will be in there at second. That's an upgrade defensively. All right, let's go ahead and do the official lineup rundown for the Baltimore Orioles, and then we'll take a look at Bob Gibson. Batting leadoff at shortstop is Tim Nordbrook. Batting second at first base is Clement Sanders. Batting third in left field is Willie STARGELL. Batting cleanup and catching is Elrod Hendricks. Batting fifth in right field is Joel Youngblood. Batting sixth in center field is Dave May. Batting seventh at second base is Al MONTREUIL. Batting eighth at third base is Mike FERRARO. And batting ninth will be the pitcher, Wayne Garland. There's Bobby G. Oh no, he is down to an 89. And also pointing out that even though we spent all that money on scouting, it still thinks our ratings are plus or minus 8. But with Bob Gibson in there with a 69, I don't feel very good about that. He does have a 91 endurance, so he can go a long time. He would just have to take a lot of abuse in that period. And all his other peripheral pitching ratings are all well below league average. So I guess I would not expect much today from him. And you can see last year with the Cardinals, they pretty much gave up on him early on. You could say the same thing for 1970. Did he get injured in those years? Okay, in 1970, he did miss 4 months of the season with an injury. So, I mean, that could have taken, his ratings down a notch or two. But in 1969 in our sim, he was Bob Gibson. He won 21 games, had a 2.28 ERA. So he's just really fallen off the table over this period. His fastball is still electric, 96 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage, well, he's a fly ball pitcher, basically. And his fastball is still league average, rated an 80. Everything else is terrible. He is rated a 69 overall, and he is a 36-year-old righty who will be a free agent at the end of the year. Let's click on his name and go to the baseball reference page. I mean, we could probably spend all day looking at Bob Gibson. He's a Hall of Famer. He's an MVP, a 2-time Cy Young, 9-time All-Star. He did win 2 World Series, and he was the MVP both times. 9-time Gold Glove winner, and he won an ERA title. Passed away in 2020 at the age of 84. Born and died in Omaha, Nebraska. He went to Creighton University. I did not know that, but that's in Nebraska, so that makes sense. His nickname is Hoot or Gibby, and he won 251 games in his major league career, so he's a far cry from that right now. I believe he has 177. I put that on the title card. And an overall career 89 WAR. That's impressive. So here is his year-by-year stats. My goodness, he 3 consecutive years he led in WAR. That's all the baseball. That's just not pitchers. That's all the baseball. He did win 23 games in 1970. That was his fall-off year in our sim. The 1.12 ERA, the lowest ERA of any starting pitcher in the modern era. 28 complete games. Look at this. This guy went out there, took the ball every 4 days, and just threw 9 innings. 13 shutouts in that season of the pitcher. He also had 5 shutouts in 1971 that led, and all the way back in 1962, he was kind of showing his worth. He did give up 34 home runs in 1965. Interesting. And he was pretty wild early on in his career. Walked 119. He figured that out. And he also led in strikeouts in 1968. That was his Cy Young Award winning year. 2 times he had an ERA plus over 100. And in fact, as you would expect, he doubled the average ERA, or he halved it, I guess you could say, the average ERA in 1968. So he was twice as good as the average pitcher. Fielding independent, 3 times he led in that. Whip, he led in once. Lowest hits per 9, lowest home runs, and there's his MVP, Cy Young, Gold Glove. I mean, the guy was a giant, really, in the 60s as far as pitching goes. And then in 1972 in real life, it was his last All-Star year. He went 19-11 with a 2.46 ERA. And then he finished out his career in 1975, so that was his last year. I can picture that baseball card in my mind. So I knew he had pitched at least until 1975. And that was, his first real drop off, and he was done. Let's scroll on down. We don't need to look at his black ink on here. This is, I mean, look at all these categories that he was in. Yeah, he was an amateur free agent in 1957 and stick with it all the way to the end with the Cardinals. His wiki here probably will have too much for us to actually read. So I'll let you guys do this on your own if you like. Go to the baseball reference page and click on his Wikipedia. Have you ever seen a ball thrown 100 miles an hour? Everything hurts. Oh, have you ever thrown a ball 100 miles an hour? Everything hurts. Even your ass hurts. Bob wasn't just unfriendly when he pitched. I'd say he was more like hateful. Yeah, he does have a reputation for being a little surly on the diamond. There's probably lots of good books out there to read about Bob Gibson. And then you can see the AI-created baseball card, which is probably the best one on our team. Pretty impressive. I'd almost like to go back and try that all again with this better visualization of it. Here's our defense for today. Outfield is solid. Infield, we do have Van Kelly at second base. A lower rating than Fuentes, but certainly more capable. And behind home plate is CANNIZZARO today. And as a reminder, he is league average with his arm. Okay, everybody, here we go. Bob Gibson's first performance of the year facing Tim NORDBROOK. 0-2. And a line drive right at Auerbach for out number one. We'll count that as successful. Here's the other card that I made the same day, that Clement Sanders card. Might not even be Clement Sanders. They just guessed. And Gibson gives up a single to Sanders. Sanders better watch himself. He's going to get plunked. I bet you Bob Gibson had a lot of respect for Willie STARGELL. 1-1. Ground ball to third. Let's go around the horn. Yes. Double play, 5-4-3. That's the advantage that Van Kelly gives us. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at our lineup for today. Batting leadoff in center field is Johnny Jeter. Batting second at second base is Van Kelly. Batting third at left field is Jose CRUZ. Batting cleanup in right field is Dave Parker. Batting fifth at first base is Rose Skidmore. Batting sixth at third base is Greg Pryor. Batting seventh at shortstop is Rick Auerbach. Batting eighth is the catcher, Chris CANNIZZARO. And batting ninth will be the pitcher, Bob Gibson. Okay, Wayne Garland gets his 11th start today. We'll do a deep dive on him. He is 3-6 with a 5 ERA, 30 strikeouts and 63 innings pitched. And opponents are batting .313 against him this year. Fastball topping out at 89 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 43.7%. Now he's another 5-pitch pitcher with a bunch of junk. But the curveball is his out pitch, rated an 87. He's got a slider right there around league average. Overall rated an 83. The 21-year-old right-hander is arbitration eligible after the 73 season. And you'll see here, this is his 1974 rookie card. There he is up there in the top left corner. And I just want to show you Dick Pole right down here in the lower right quadrant. You can see Dick Pole right there. Fred Holsworth of the Tigers up there on top. We'll take a look at his log. Coming off a bad loss to the White Sox, giving up 7 runs, only 4 were earned in 4 2/3. Wayne Garland, we've talked about Wayne Garland quite a bit over the years in our sim. We pull up Garland here. Nice mustache. You'll see that he was eventually drafted by the Orioles in the first round. 5th overall in the 1969 June draft out of Gulf Coast State College in Panama City, the home of spring break. Okay, and we'll scroll on down, take a look at his career. A guy that was a god for 1 year and then completely fell off after he got paid big. We've talked about that before. He was a 20-game winner for Baltimore in 1976. He wasn't even in the majors yet in our sim. He finished 8th in the Cy Young Award voting, I mean, 2.67 ERA, 14 complete games, 4 shutouts. I mean, that's as good as it gets. And then he signed the first $1 million career contract, I should say, $1 million contract ever. And that was in 1977 as a free agent. That was the year of the free agent, where everybody became free agents. And he lost 19 games for Cleveland. He pitched actually pretty solid, as you can see. Never really a strikeout pitcher. And then after that, pretty much useless. Nothing really happened in his career. He never even finished out that contract, if I recall correctly. And 1981 was his last year. That was the year of the strike. Scroll on down and look at his transactions. You'll see he was drafted by the Pirates and did not sign, and the Cardinals. Whoa! In the this was a January secondary. They don't do this anymore, but in the old days they had a secondary draft for late graduates of college, and so he was not signed. But then he was the #1 overall pick by the Orioles, and then in 1976, granted free agency, signed with the Indians. Released by the Indians in '82. Take a look down here. Yeah, there it is. $200,000 a year. He was out of baseball by 1981. You see, retired after the 1981 season, and they just had to keep paying him all those years, including a $15,000 bonus at the end of that contract. The first really big bust on a free agent deal, I guess you could say. And there you go. Let's look at his wiki real quick. I think it'll delve into that more if I recall. Here it is, right out of the gate. Signed a 10-year, $2.3 million contract with the Indians as a member of baseball's first free agent class. There were 24 players that were granted free agency that year, including Reggie Jackson, which is how he got onto Baltimore. Following a 20-7 season as a 25-year-old Baltimore with the Orioles, in 1976, Garland was released. In January '82, after just 5 years with Cleveland, in which he had a 28-48 record and exceeded only 100 innings in 2 of those 5 seasons. Despite the release, the team still had to pay him an estimated $210,000 every year through 1986. He did play in the Senior Professional League in 1989. He became a coach. The Brewers hired him as a pitching coach in their minor league system, including in El Paso. He was also a co-coach at Aquinas Junior College. He left college when he refused to pay him at a level he thought he deserved. Garland returned to professional ranks for the Nashville Sounds. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. There you go, Wayne. Garland also had the best perm mustache combo in the game. All right. Let's take a look here at the defense for the Orioles today. Yeah, they still struggle at the outfield corners. Looks like they got their center fielder back today, which is Dave May. He did not play yesterday. And then the infield also has 3 of 4 below league average. Behind home plate, once again, is Elrod Hendricks. He caught in all 4 games. Johnny Jeter leading it off against Wayne Garland, and he smacks it to center field. Jeter has been an unsung hero. We're not going to go for 2. We will give Jeter the green light, a 71% chance of success. Let's see if Van Kelly, who does hit righties well, can at least get him over. We're not going to hit and run, though. And a gapper, right center field. Jeter will. What's the percentage? 90%. That feels like a bait right there. But we're going to send him. He's out. Kelly gets a double. That is the first extra base hit this year for Van Kelly. Jeter could not score. Let's see if that comes back to hurt us. I bet you it probably will. CRUZ, is he going to be out third? Oh, no, Kelly will make it to third base. Garland's only play was to go to first. And then Dave Parker, who leads the team in RBI with 25, will pop it up. down the third baseline. Well, that's a bad sign, but, you know, we've played this series pretty well so far. We go to the top of the second. Elrod Hendricks will lead it off against Bob Gibson. Hendricks with a ground ball to second. Kelly making the play. One out for Joel Youngblood, leading the team in hitting, batting .333 with 6 home runs. Hits a fly ball to left. I mean, if your team is going to be this bad, why are you not playing Frank Robinson? Why are you not playing Joe Torre every day, you know? 3-1 count to Dave May, and he gets a base hit in the left. He's got good base running speed. Let's see if he'll be going. Here's Montreul, 0-1, with a ground ball to third. Can we go around the horn again? Yes, another double play. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. There was already 2 outs. My bad. Bottom of the second. Rose Skidmore up. And Rose Skidmore crushes it. 361 feet into left field. That is his team leading 5th home run. Skidmore is one of those dispensable players. We got Dan Meyer. I'd like to bring him up after the draft, but maybe Will Skidmore might stick with it. I don't know. Greg Pryor flying out to right. That's out number 1. Rick Auerbach with a ground ball to third. 2 down. And here's Chris CANNIZZARO. CANNIZZARO needs a hit to stay in the lineup. 2-2. Striking out. Top of the third, Bob Gibson's got a lead. Facing Mike Ferraro. 1-2. A tapper back to the mound. Gibby taking care of it. You know what? That didn't feel right. I called him Gibby. Sorry, Kirk Gibson's always going to be Gibby to me. That's my generation Gibby. So I guess we'll call him Hoot. Here's the pitcher, Garland. He does not have a strikeout yet. He still doesn't. You think he'd get the pitcher. 2 down. We're back to Tim NORDBROOK. And base hit. That's the 3rd hit against Gibson. A single to left field. Runner on first, 2 outs for Clement. Sanders, 0-2, struck him out. There we go. There's Gibson's first K of the year. And he's going to lead off the bottom of the third. I think Gibson was a pretty good hitter in his career. Am I wrong? Hell yeah, he had 12 home runs through 1966. Couple of triples, 28 doubles. That fits right in with Baseball Mogul. Does he got anything left in the tank? Nope. 2nd K for Garland. Back to Johnny Jeter. Ground ball to second. 2 quick outs for Garland. And Van Kelly. Base hit. He's got a double and a single today. Runner at first. Jose Cruz, 0-2. And he lifts it to left field. Willie Stargell making the catch. Top of the 4th inning. I have unrealistic confidence in Gibson. Despite his 69 rating, I just feel like he's going to do well. And he shouldn't. As a base hit for Hendricks. But, like, where we're in the 4th inning, and if this was any other pitcher on our starting staff, I'd be like, okay, the 4th or the 5th, if they've made it this far, is when they fall apart. But I don't feel that with Gibson. Ground ball to second. Oh, now I do. As Kelly makes the error, and these will all be unearned runs, and we just have to accept it. A ground ball to third. Oh, a double play! Kelly making up for it. That's the Pryor-Kelly combo. Upgraded defensive players can make a difference. And he did not give up a run. Bottom of the 4th. Here's Dave Parker, 0 for 1 today. And a base hit to left. Do we want to go for 2? We do not. 40% chance. I mean, what confidence can I have if I've upgraded our coaching and they say 90% and we get thrown out? Where could I have confidence in trusting any of that? Here's Rose Skidmore. He's got a home run today, accounting for the only run. We got the hit and run on, and he strikes out. And Parker will steal second base. I think that is only his second stolen base of the year, of his career. Good job by Dave Parker. 3 Ks for Garland. 1 out. Here's Greg Pryor. I like the Greg Pryor baseball card, although the nuclear apocalypse is happening in the background. We're not going to send him. There's no point. Now, when you look at these other AI-created cards, like the Rick Auerbach one, of course, when I started doing this, I didn't really understand all the specifications, and AI did tell me that they were going to make it more vintage, which is why it's not bright colors. And after I realized I didn't like that, I told them, do not, make the colors brighter. And they did in the future cards that we made, like the Gibson card here. Okay, top of the 5th inning. Strand that runner at second base. This is pretty good for Gibson. I feel good about it. Oh, a leadoff hit, though, for Montreal. Well, for all of our pitchers, the 5th inning is usually a disaster. But it's the bottom third of the lineup. Here's Ferraro. Oh, striking him out low and inside. We're going to pull the corners in because Garland is going to drop it like a heart. 0-2. And a good bunt to first. Montreal is safe at second. Well, I didn't think Gibson was going to throw a shutout today. Will this be the run? Yep, of course. Okay. We're all tied at 1. Oh, Montreal does not score. Oh, is this going to be worse? Is this going to be a 3-run home run? Oh, no. Sanders has 82 power, so slightly above average. 0-2! Oh, he got him! The shutty is intact. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Chris CANNIZZARO with a 2-2. Striking out. He has struck out both at-bats today. 4 Ks for Garland. Bob Gibson swinging at that high knuckleball. 2 down. And we're back to Johnny Jeter. He's got a single and a strikeout and another knuckleball. 6th inning. We don't have to worry about pitch count with Bob Gibson at all. But it's the heart of the order now. 2-2 to STARGELL. And STARGELL rips it to right, but Parker gets to it. He was on his horse. He was on his Cobra. 1 down. Elrod Hendricks just missed that one. 2 down for Joel Youngblood. He's 0 for 2 today. So Gibson has kept him in check. Full count. And he gets him to pop it up near home plate. 50-50 error. Well, we're keeping him shut out through 6. Bottom of the 6th. We need some runs here. Let's go. Van Kelly. Line drive to left. That's catchable. 1 out. Jose CRUZ. Base hit into center field. I want to hit and run here, but I think we just got to let Dave Parker do his thing. 1-1, and he pops it up. 2 down. CRUZ on first for Rose Skidmore. Home run, struck out today. And an infield single. See, that makes more sense to me when you have infielders with a below average rating. Can Greg Pryor take advantage? 2-0, that's a good count. And a ground ball to first for out number 3. Top of the 7th, we're keeping Gibson in there. We've got nobody better than Gibson in our bullpen. If he gives up a run, he gives up a run. Here's Dave May. He's 1 for 2 today. He was on that curveball. Fly ball to center, 1 out. Montreul. 2 for 5 in his career. So that means he must have, he was on Montreal, right? No, he was on the Cubs. So he faced him when he was a Cubby. There's a ground ball to second. Okay. Kelly makes the play that time. 2 outs, and Mike Ferraro popping it up. That's on the infield. PRYOR. All right. We're gonna. Hey, man, if he can throw 28 complete games, he can certainly handle this one. He hasn't pitched all year. Rick Auerbach will lead it off with a full count. He doesn't seem to be walking as much as he did. In fact, there has not been one walk issued today. Here's CANNIZZARO with a 1-0 count. Popping it up. So he will not start tomorrow. I don't think he's going to get another at-bat the way things are going. And then Bob Gibson pounds it into the dirt. Okay, we go to the top of the 8th inning. We have a pinch hitter. It's not just any pinch hitter. For crying out loud, it's Joe Torre, who won a batting title. 361. I forget what year that was that he did it in real life. But he won a batting title in our sim last year, and he can't even get into the lineup. He's the damn backup catcher. Oh, nuts. I shouldn't have jinxed us. Torre does not have good speed, so let's get a double play here with NORDBROOK. I'm not going to guard the lines. I don't think Torre would score from first on a double down the line. Oh, a bunt. That I did not see coming. That's good baseball strategy right there. And now Torre is in scoring position. We cannot walk Clement Sanders to set up a double play possibility with STARGELL. Although I think he is prone. So he's had double digits every year. And he's only hitting to 3 this year. I mean, that's just asking for trouble. I guess if Clement beats you, then you deserve it. He is Bob Gibson. Let's go. 1-2. Yes! Okay. Now I do think we walk STARGELL. 269 hitter. What is Hendricks versus righties? Ooh, he's actually better. All right, well, we have to go after Pops here. Let's see what Gibson's got. I got my money on Gibby. 1-0. Bitch. A base hit to right. Torre will score. And the game is tied. Okay, now we do have to guard the lines. 108 pitches for Gibson. 1-0. And a fly ball. Oh, man. Gibson pitched so good. I think it's James K that said on the Facebook page that Gibson looked a little too happy to be in a pilot's uniform. I think he's going to be pissed after today. There's Tom Brown coming in. He's got all his fingers, not just 3. And opponents are betting 351 against him. All right, Johnny Jeter. Hey, a base hit. There we go. I want to. Yes, Jeter is safe at second. Let's get Gibby that win. That is his second double of the year. Okay, in scoring position. Van Kelly, we need him to pull the ball to the right side to get him over. He's an average bunter, but you think a left-handed batter could pull a righty and a balk. Doesn't even matter. They're pulling the infield in. I mean, that's stupid as shit. I hate that happened. Now, that either happened because we're going to score or because he's going to be out at home, no matter what. We're going to ask for a sac fly. And we'll go wherever, we'll go on anything, wherever it's hit. Even to center field, although Dave May's got a great arm. He's already showed it. It doesn't matter. Struck out. Now we need a sac fly from Jose CRUZ. He doesn't even really, he's not even really that much more of an option. 1-2. That'll get the run in. 2-1 Pilots. CRUZ with an RBI sack. 2-1. And here is Dave Parker. Let's get a 2-out rally going now. Yeah, ground ball to short. Okay, we're going to the 9th inning. I can't think of a better pitcher to have on the mound. We will make one defensive change. Oh, no, we can't. Because Fuentes is tired. So we won't. I was going to move Kelly to short. All right, Joel Youngblood. We'll lead it off. Here we go. 1-0 count and a base hit to right. Tying run is on. Got to guard the lines. Will Youngblood be going? That's an 80, I think. Yeah. Here we go. 1-2. Ground ball to third. Let's go around the horn. Double play. Yes. Okay, we are 1 out away from having our first complete game of the year. Bob Gibson in his first start. That is impressive. 0-1. What gapper? That's going to be 2, maybe 3. Montreal will hold. That is his 7th double of the year. That's never easy. Wait, why is the league editor button right there? That's got to be a glitch. Well, Gibson's going to stay in the game, and we're going to go after Ferraro because whomever they pinch hit here it's probably going to be Frank Robinson. I would rather face Mike Ferraro than Frank Robinson, right? So, this is the ball game right here. 2-1 count to Ferraro! A bloop hit into left field! Oh, it's going to be caught! The Pilots win! 2-1, handshakes, butt slaps, sloppy steaks. Hey, that was fun. That was a good game. That was exciting. All right. That's the most exciting game all season. That felt like a real baseball game actually happening on a sim on Baseball Mogul. Okay, we're going to advance a day because of the day off. And that'll bring us flush with the White Sox here. I did not show the box score yesterday. I was so rattled after my car accident yesterday. I forgot to show you. I'm going to pull that up. Well, let's take a look at everything first, and then we'll get caught up. We are now 9-9 in the month of May. We're 6-4 in our last 10. We've won 3 in a row against Baltimore. And we have sole possession of 5th place. Our team ERA is almost below 5 now. So that's the good news. Red Sox officially are alone at the top of the East. Mets keep rolling. Astros still have the lead. Headline news, Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. Pat Dobson throws a shutout for Detroit. Trouncing something. Okay, that doesn't really give us a lot of information. Transactions. We've got a few. We have Louis Tiant. El Tiante. He's done for the year. In retrospect, he did not even pitch that year due to injury. So that makes sense that he would be injured till next year. That hurts Cleveland. Mike Jorgensen, 101 days with a broken ankle for the Mets. Dick Fanon, 23 days for the Phillies. And Hal McRae, pinch hitter extraordinaire, is going to miss 1 day. No big deal. Next year, he'll be an everyday player with the DH. Okay, let's take a look at yesterday's box score very quickly. We won 4-2. I got a little rattled, forgot to show you. Dave Boswell got the win. He's 3-4, leads the team in wins now, co-leader. And Ray got his first save, a 4-out save. Good job by him. We did have a stolen base by Northy. Marcelino Lopez took the loss, complete game loss. Okay, so there's yesterday's complete game. And box score. And then today's box score. A complete game for Bob Gibson. He gets the victory. 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. Oh my gosh, if we could get that from him. I now have a feeling in his next start, Baseball Mogul will even him out, and it will probably be brutal. But you know what? Today, it's great. Van Kelly got his first double. Johnny Jeter got his second. Will Skidmore went deep. That was very important. But we won on the sac fly from Jose Cruz, an RBI, but not a game-winning RBI. I guess you can't get a game-winning RBI that way. Tom Brown took the loss. He's 0-3. And there you have it. Okay, folks, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like and or subscribe to the channel. And if you have time, check out our Brainiac's Card Shop series that we're doing. It's a lot of fun. In 4 days, we've made a lot of progress. We're almost to the point now, I think, where we're going to start making some real money. It's only 15-minute daily intervals, so I think that's a nice little concise amount of time, and hopefully it's not boring for you. I try to make it fun as we make fun of the customers that come into the store. Okay, we're going to come back later on with a couple of those days. So until then, everyone have a great day.